I'm Denise. I'm here to share an overview of the lessons from pre-K to middle school for lesson 9. That's the first week of November. And here's our pre-K lesson. We start with time for music. And at this point in the year, I strongly recommend that you create the beat strips and give one to each child. Hopefully you've been modeling this all along so the students know that you tap 1, 2, 3, 4. They're practicing left to right progression. They're practicing tapping a steady beat, and they're doing number recognition. So there's a lot of good reasons for doing this. And if you've introduced this and modeled this, the students should be able to do this. If not, continue to model and eventually give it out to all your students. Artie Almeida has students use a toy or a stuffed animal to keep a beat that she calls a beat buddy. And that's another great way to keep a beat with kids. Warm up voices with Bobo. And then we learn the song, I Like Puppies. I love this song. I wrote it for my granddaughters when they were little. They loved their stuffed animals, and I used to always sing to them. And then I'd make the stuffed animal make the sounds. I like puppies, woof, woof, woof. So that each animal makes a sound. We have a puppy, a cat, a cow, and a duck. And the puppies say woof, woof, or one sound on a beat, a short sound. The cat says meow, meow, a little longer. The cow says moo. So representing a whole note. The cat meow is a half note. The puppy is woof, woof, representing quarter notes. But little ones, we don't use those words. Instead, we use Lego blocks. So this would be the cat, meow, woof, woof, meow, meow. And I make patterns. Invite the children to tell me which animal is making those sounds. Is it a long sound? Is it a short sound? And then they rearrange the blocks, they make new patterns, and we do it with a couple of stuffies. So all of these short ones are the puppy. They could be the duck, quack, 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 quack. This is the meow. And if you have a Lego piece that's this long that's attached, it would be the cow, moo. So it's note values for our littlest people long before we label them. The letter B song, letter B says B, and then we have Bebop the Bear, which is lots of fun. This time of year, the bears are, I'm actually on Vancouver Island right now, and there was bears down by the river. I didn't get to see it, but people were telling us that he was there, and I saw pictures of him from the day before. And the bears are getting ready to hibernate. So lots of classroom teachers do hibernation at this time of year. So Bebop the Bear fits in really well. Here's the kids doing the movements. And I will remember to add Dana Hero introducing Bebop the Bear because she tells a story as well as teaching the songs by rote for those for whom that's helpful. There is a practice sheet. You can either do that with your kids in your class or you send it home with them for them to do as homework, and it helps keep the parents in the loop as to what the children are doing when they're in school. We have the song Going on a Bear Hunt. It's an echo song. Echo songs are really good for our littlest because they only have to remember this much lyrics and they can sing the whole song. And then I show you the movements that I do with the bear hunt. Of course, you can make up your own. And then we end our lesson with Skinamarink. So that's pre-K, lesson 9, first week of November. The kindergarten lesson for the first week of November, lesson 9, starts off with Welcome to School. That's echo song. Again, echoes, kids only need to know this much lyrics to be able to sing. And they learn to match pitch quickly when they do lots of echoes. Here's a move to the beat with music by Bach. It's Gavotte. So you can copy me or you can simply play the music and make up your own beat, keep the beat patterns, or invite your students to keep the beat. Play the loud, quiet game. The Gavotte has lots of good contrast between loud and quiet. And so the loud, quiet game is to follow up so that we're really certain that our kindergarten students understand the difference between loud, quiet. They generally catch on fairly quickly, but we don't know. We have an interactive activity that invites them to create patterns using loud and quiet. So if I want loud, 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 quiet, 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 loud, loud. I would either use body percussion to play that pattern, or we might give them instruments. Loud, 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 quiet, 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 loud, loud. And if you go on, first grade, this is a great activity. They choose loud or quiet, and then they do the rhythm patterns, loud or quiet, and there's music that you can play with it. If I go down here, you can see the little play button. So a great activity for older kids as well, not just your kindergartens. If you're looking for that activity, it's in the toolbox under concepts. And here's another option: make loud and quiet patterns individually with the students, cutting out these loud and quiet cards. My kids really enjoyed making their own patterns, choosing their own instrument to play it, and then sharing their creation with the class. I would often model this as a teacher-led activity, and just leave these behind as centers in the actual classroom so that the kids could do it if I didn't have time for everybody to help me make a pattern. So here's an explanation of how to create loud and quiet patterns. And then we have the song Grumpy Grizzly, which of course uses loud and quiet sounds. And again, I'm kind of on the bear theme in November because that's when our bears are beginning to hibernate. Many classrooms do hibernation as part of science units. So you choose one child to be the sleeping grizzly bear. They keep their eyes closed. You listen to the song and wake them up. One student goes to be the hunter on the words "wake him up." The hunter says the words with the recording, and the grizzly bear tries and guesses who the hunter was. Lots of different ways to play this game. That's just one way. The song Tommy Thumb is Up is really cute. I'm looking at my grandson here when he was little, doing the visuals for the song Tommy Thumb. He's 17 and 6'2" now, so he's grown up considerably since then. Here's a class doing Tommy Thumb, and I loved this recording. We didn't have permissions to share faces. But beautiful singing voices from these little people, and a great vocal model for your students. Here's me doing the movements for Tommy Thumb if you're not sure what to do. And here's one of our favorite bear songs. I can't wait to hibernate. A few months of sleep makes a bear feel great. I can't wait to hibernate. I can't wait to hibernate. And generally we'll keep the beat during the verses some way and do the motions and sing along for the choruses. There's lots of words in this song, but you'd be surprised how quickly the kids learn it because they like it. It's a fun song. So here's my movements for it, and I play along with different instruments during the verses. Here's that same beautiful little class singing Kumbaya. Again, very beautiful vocal model. And this is a peace version of Kumbaya. So if you're doing something for November 11th, often Canadian schools will talk about how we can be peaceful in our classroom, peaceful on our playground. And so this is a good song to tie in with November 11th. Here's the recording of it. You can sing along, and we end with our Skinnamarink-a-Dink song. So that's kindergarten, lesson 9, first week of November. Now I'm going to grade 1. Lesson 9 for November, week 1. And we start with our echo song, Welcome to Music. And then we have the beautiful Maya singing So, La, So, Mi patterns, and the kids echo. And I've chosen here the
echo what I sing,
the version that has an accompaniment with it.
So, La, so,
and we echo. If you're not fluent in solfege yourself, this is a great way to learn. And we've done the solfege in the solfa practice section in your choice of keys. This is in the key of C, but you can choose to do it in the key of D, or in, I believe, in the key of F as well. And then we have mixed keys. We believe in movable do. If you are a fixed do teacher, and there are some in North America, not too many, but if you are a fixed do teacher, then you use only the key of C. So then after singing the La So Mi patterns, the students may be able to sight sing Bounce the Ball. Here's the La So Mi. If they can read Ta and Titi, they should be able to read the rhythms and then sing the song in solfege. If you're not comfortable teaching from the notation alone, by all means, use the note highlight video, and that will help you to teach it and feel comfortable teaching. Here's how to play the game. I bounce the ball to the students the first time. Not all kids are good ball bouncers, and not all of them have the hang of bouncing it to the beat. But if I do it first, I see who needs help, and then I can partner them up, and they can bounce the ball to each other. And notice I have a fairly big ball here. It's a playground ball as opposed to a tennis ball. Tennis ball I would never use with first grade. Here is a color the notes page. This is completely optional if you want your students to do this, and there are certainly other ways of notating songs. But this is kind of a fun one because the kids can start to practice notation, and tracing and coloring makes it doable and accessible for all kids. And it's great notation practice. And then, of course, they can read it after. They can read the tas and titis. They can read the somis, and they love practicing drawing treble clefs. I start here and go around and up and down. Other people go in different directions, but that's the way that I've always done it and works for me. Create a word rhythm pattern. We always want some creating in our classes. So here we could use tennis, tennis, ball, ball, and create an ostinato that you can sing with the song. Divide the class into two groups. One side claps the ostinato or stomps it or whatever you want to do. The other side sings the song at the same time. You get your little people doing two parts when you combine ostinato with the song. Peace in My Heart, another peace song. Again, November 11th is coming, Veterans Day in the US. It's Remembrance Day in Canada. And so Peace in My Heart is a peace song for our first grade. Here's the entire song. And then we have the song Just One Candle. It's a lovely melodic song. If you have a primary choir, you can do this with primary choir for grade 1, 2, and 3. And we've got a rhythm band arrangement of it as well if you wish to do that. That was written for 2021 when a lot of classes weren't allowed to sing, but it's still a fun exercise to play through rhythm band with a piece of music. And then we end with Music Time is Over. That's the grade 1, lesson 9, November, week 1. Here's grade 2, lesson 9, November, week 1. And we start here with Welcome to Music as well. And then copy the movements for Grand Old Duke of York. I'm using this as a tempo activity. So we do the song at a slow tempo, a medium tempo, a fast tempo, and then we want the kids to learn those tempo terms. Little people, we just learn slow and fast. Grade 2s, we start teaching different tempo terms. And here's teaching them what those tempo terms on. And this is an Artie Almeida idea, and it's such a good idea. You say the definition in the tempo that we're trying to teach. Moderato means to play or sing at a moderate speed, and the kids echo. So the bear is our moderate speed animal. Kangaroos are faster than bears. Allegro means to play or sing fast and right. And then I think this is an antelope. Presto means to play or sing very fast, and the kids echo. I've been doing that with children's choir and the song Chester, and the kids are getting the tempo terms. When we ask them, they can remember them. Here is the tempo tool, and I've done Largo, Moderato, Presto. You can actually go to different levels. The tool, the tempo tool, tempo interactive tool is in the toolbox under concepts. That's where you'll find it outside of the lesson module. Here's Poison Melody with So and Me. Kids love this game. You don't have to do it with the video. You can just play the game, but it's the video makes it really easy. And here's our beautiful Maya. This time the solfa patterns are in the key of F. Again, Musicplay online and Musicplay uses movable do. So we will see so many patterns in the key of C, in the key of D, in the key of F. And we want kids to be able to read with do being wherever it happens to be. In this case, do is F. Here's our so, me. And Maya will echo. Then we sing Starlight in the key of F. So again, if your kids are good readers, good rhythm readers. They can read the rhythm all the way through. And if they've just practiced So and Me in the key of F, they should be able to read the solfege for the song and sight sing it. That is a wonderful skill for children to have, to be able to look at a piece of music and sing and hear what it sounds like without ever having it sung to them. If you don't feel comfortable doing it that way, here's the note highlights video. Play a phrase, pause it, kids sing back, and then it will do it in solfege as well. Here's the Starlight song that you can perform with, and you can make it into a game. I like to go to the dollar store and buy one of those magic wands that has kind of a star on the end, and you point to each child with the wand, and the one who you point to at the end of the song sings, I wish for whatever they wish for. I wish for a puppy. And then we can do it. Starlight, Star Bright, we have composing with space words. Planet, planet, moon, moon, planet, moon, planet, moon. And we would choose instruments or body percussion to play that. I would sing Starlight as my theme. I would do this as a B section, and maybe Starlight again as my theme. A, B, A form. That's how we teach little people form. We use it in composing new pieces. And here we have another song about peace. This is again for November 11th. This is a lovely, lovely song, and there is a really beautiful kids demo. If I click on this part with an arrow, it takes me to Sing for Peace in the song list. And this is a Broward County school. The whole school is doing Sing for Peace. Here's another beautiful kids demo. I think we have a number of them because this is a lovely choral piece as well as a classroom song. Grade 2s learn the song Make a Difference. You can do this any time of the year, but I have done this at November 11th assemblies in the past. We can make a difference in our world today. Together we can make the world a better place. And what more do we want for our students than for them to sing about that? So lovely children's choir conducted by Lisa Ward. And here's the lyric song. Kids could make up their own movements, or you can use the movements that the choir does. And then the music time is over. That's a grade 2 lesson for lesson 9, November week 1. Going to grade 3, lesson 9 is here. This is grade 3, lesson 9 for the first week of November. They do a song called Nothing But Peace, which is a really interesting song. It was collected by a folk song collector in Nova Scotia, which was for many enslaved peoples the end of the Underground Railroad. And it really has the feel of a spiritual, but it's not a spiritual. It was a song that was collected actually at a children's home. And so Nothing But Peace, we've got a rhythm play along, or a bucket drum play along, which is fun to learn and not a particularly difficult bucket drum piece. Or you can simply teach the song and add your own movements to it. I really like the song. So if I am allowed to sing as I am in 2022, then I would probably teach the song, but I may do this as an option. So that's the bucket drum parts for Nothing But Peace. And then there's the full performance on buckets. This is a beautiful song, and this is a song by a teacher from Winnipeg, Sandra Clausen, and she wrote this song to help children remember Flanders Fields. In Canada, Remembrance Day services always involve poppies, and in Flanders Fields, the poppies grow. And so this song is a really good assembly song, and it's just a good song for kids to learn. Because it has a switch from major to minor, this is a good opportunity to get the kids playing the major-minor game, which is down here, and it has 2 levels. Level 1 is definitely easier. I would do that with the 3rd grade. Is that major or minor? If I'm right, it adds something to melt my snowman. Major. There's a minor. And this is actually fairly tricky for the kids to learn how to do. So good game. And it's one that you can use in grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, because it isn't simple. Here's a listening selection. I really love this piece. And I would have the kids complete a listening log or simply answer the questions orally or give them a piece of paper and invite them to write their answers down. The simplest for you is going to be to simply discuss the questions and answer them orally. And because it features the clarinet, we have a video that teaches the kids all about the clarinet. I have added a link to the instruments of the orchestra unit where kids learn about the woodwind family. And I've added in the printables woodwind family worksheets. It's completely optional and up to you if you want to print it out and have the kids name the instruments. So the answers are all at the bottom. They can name and they can color them. So a great lesson for third grade. Lesson 9 for November week 1. Fourth grade, lesson 9, November week 1. And we have the song Shine a Light for Peace to either sing or to play with, whichever you choose. So we had some things suggested for kids at home. Now that kids are back in school, you can choose from your classroom instruments and perhaps even use the instruments that are suggested here: drums, shakers, sticks, finger cymbals. If you don't have those instruments, substitute freely. It will still be good for them. And so here's a video of it so you don't have to worry about page turns. And then, of course, the kids can learn to sing the song Shine a Light for Peace. And I realize I haven't got the song in here, so I will add it. Match the Melody is to practice level 11. And level 11 is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. And that ties in with Cut the Cake, which has Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So in it. So it introduces the solfa pattern that's new in this song. If I go to Cut the Cake, you will see that there's a solfa challenge here. You could do that first if you want to review the notes. Oops. And it's got a high do as well. So, fa, mi, re, do. And so that is the new solfa pattern in grade 4. It's a game that I introduced in younger grades, but I do it again. Kids still like it because it's a chase game. You can see these are older kids doing it outside, and we're doing it outside so they can run. And we don't have to just speed walk like we do in the music room. So fun song to sing, fun game to play. You can adapt if needed, but at this point in the pandemic, I think we're all safe taking our kids outside and letting them run, and they really do love that. Here is the solfa challenge. Note names if you prefer to use pitch letter names. And then in 4th grade as well, it's learn about the woodwind family. Here's a performance by a woodwind quintet, and this performance is a safe share link. If it does not work for you, search for Mozart Serenade, Herschel 375. Search for it on YouTube and you will likely come up with the same performance. Start watching at 1926 and you get this lovely minuet and trio. It's a beautiful example of woodwinds playing. And then we have a link to the instruments of the orchestra unit and the woodwinds and worksheets that your grade 4s can do. Up to you. I put 3 worksheets in here. You can choose which one to use with your students. So that is grade 4, lesson 9, November week 1. Grade 5, lesson 9, November week 1. We are doing Match the Melody to practice level 10, which is Do, Re, Mi, So, La, High, Do. And they have Poison Rhythm to practice 16th notes. And then they do the Raindrops round, which uses both high do and 16th notes. So there's our 16th notes. Here's our high do. It's a good reading song for your 5th grade. And the Raindrops round, you can do note names if you prefer instead of solfa. Here's the sight singing portion if you want to do this yourself. If you want to use the video support, you can use the video support. But I would have the kids read the rhythms first, and then I would have them read the song in solfa. Do, 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 mi, do, mi, do. And you can continue on through that. Here's the Raindrops Round full performance. And as always, I want some creating activities. So this one is to create a new 8-beat rhythm pattern. And in grade 5, we had the song Shalom, but due to some licensing issues, we've switched it out for the song A Wish for Peace, which is a really, really beautiful song. And many schools have done this for November 11th assemblies.
I wish for you. I wish for me. I wish for all the world to live in harmony.
So it's quite lovely. That's a lovely performance of it. Here's a beautiful video that you can use to teach your students. And if you wish to, you could teach this is actually the grade 6 piece, Dona Nobis Pacem. You could teach the rhythm band for that. I always like to give choices for 5th grade because you've got some classes that really like to sing and are good singers. And you've got some classes that don't want to sing, in which case having something with instruments is going to be a better option for your 5th grade. And then we have the Nothing But Peace bucket drum arrangement as well. So I've robbed from grade 6, I've robbed from grade 3, but the grade 5s won't remember it if they've done it in grade 3, and it'll be a fun little bucket drum piece for them to learn. So instrument option, if your kids are reluctant singers, beautiful song option if they like to sing. So going back to the learning modules, finally we have our middle school lesson, and lesson 9 is here for November week 1. And I've added a John Jacobson song to this lesson. So this is new in 2022. The song is Be a Light. And just because of a technical reason, you're not seeing the video here, but the link will take you to the song. And I really like this song. It's got good words. It's got a pop feel to it. And beautiful recordings and beautiful accompaniments.
Like a candle in the darkness, be a light. Like a star above the desert, be a light. Try to understand, my friend, and lend a helping hand. Standing in the shadows, be a light.
So beautiful message, beautiful words. I actually linked here, and these are the next steps in the lesson. I linked to the teaching choreography. I linked to the full choreography. This choreography is actually quite easy. Sometimes John's choreography is a challenge. This one isn't too bad. Here's the full lyrics, so you can read through it yourself. But I like the pop feel. I think your middle schoolers will enjoy learning that song. And again, we've got some instrumental options if they are really, really reluctant to sing. But hopefully they'll sing and they'll move and they'll love it all. I've got poison rhythm for them in 3/4 meter and triple meter because Dona Nobis Pacem is in triple meter, and I want them thinking triple meter. We don't want to do everything in 4/4 time. Here's the note highlights to teach Dona Nobis Pacem. And here's the rhythm band arrangement of Dona Nobis Pacem. Rhythm band might seem like something simple for middle school, but these are not super simple arrangements. And there's enough parts in here that it will challenge your middle schoolers. We've included video of it. And remember always, you can always slow down the video. If it's going too fast, take it 3/4 speed instead of full speed. 3, 1, 2, 3, the drum plays. And I could go full speed if I felt that my kids were able to. Here is a rhythm sort for Dona Nobis Pacem. Dona, let's see, Nobis Pacem. I am right. Pacem. It's spread over 3 beats, and it's 3 separate quarter notes. Pacem would be, where is it? I've done something wrong, and I'm not sure. Don't know Hobie's paw chant. There, I have done it correctly. And we've got Nothing But Peace, bucket drumming. Again, your grade 6 is not going to have remembered doing this back in grade 3. So if your kids are reluctant to sing, focus on the instruments instead. So that is our lessons for November, week 1. And it's all songs that are leading towards November 11th or along the theme of November 11th, Veterans Day or Remembrance Day, whichever you do in your school. And lots of songs about peace, which is a really, really good message. And many of these songs you can use for holiday concerts as well as for November 11th. I Wish for Peace, absolutely, I would do that in a holiday concert. And you could build a holiday concert around the theme of peace. In fact, we should see if we could write a script for that because I think it would be a good one. So thanks for sharing this time with me. I'm Denise Gagne, creator of Musicplay, and that is lesson 9 for the first week of November.